year by year. I really, really want women to be a part of what I feel is a revolution in finance right now.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned.
For a limited time, you can get a premium MyPillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Judge's ruling here, fellas. Who's bigger?
Well, both y'all let it out. Quit sucking up.
Oh, judge's ruling. Yep. Papa.
You guys may need to stand to the side.
Yeah, good.
Stand back to back. Stand back to back.
I got a tailor's tape over there we can get.
Hey, last time already.
Oh, did we just eyeball it across this way?
He mentioned lunch while being measured for the day.
I had a big breakfast this morning.
I need a big breakfast.
I had a big breakfast
And
this
you're big
morning.
bone sure too, I'm sure.
Don't suck it in either, Pump. Neither one of them are breathing right now.
I'm breathing just fine. I have done this
Hey,
to
Joe, I had a
here.
big breakfast this morning.
Yeah, big breakfast.
Wow.
Thank you. This is,
3 inches narrower than you, brother.
3.
I'm not even
That's
worried about
Trey. Well, it's because I lift weights. You don't lift weights.
Oh my God.
Well, you swallowed the weight or something.
I think he said he swallowed it.
We've all felt pressured into buying a store's overpriced electronics warranty. Upsy offers affordable and reliable warranties for all your electronics and appliances. Visit Upsy.com today.
Do you think I'll be able to buy this car if I was overpaying for my car insurance? Oh no. This new app called Jerry checks to see if you're overpaying for car insurance in 45 seconds for free. Jerry is the easiest way to compare and buy car insurance. Bitch and Rides is going back to our roots.
Hey, boys.
We're going bigger than ever.
That's a lot of engine.
This is gonna be rad. Awesome. Bitch and Rides season finale Tuesday at 9 on Motor Trend, or stream every episode on Motor Trend Plus.
How'd it go?
It went all right until the clutch started making a bunch of noise.
I wish I could say that I didn't see this coming, but with these old cars, I'm not surprised to see them pull in after the first test drive and say that something else is wrong. What does this mean for Billy?
Well, it's not. It's just work, more time. Put it on the lift and pull the transmission and see what it is,
Sounds like a lot of work. They have to get it back on the lift, which in my mind means, okay, more hours, more money, and this is a tight budget on this car. Well, better call Billy and tell him we're not coming
Yeah.
Yeah, you better.
until we figure out what's going on. That's how it goes with these trade deals. Joe, unfortunately, is like the king of trading. Anything and everything is on the table. This is another one of those deals. Let me know.
We'll let you know. But
Let me know. It's not out the door. That means it's racking up more hours, which means it's more money out of our pocket, and it's a headache for me.
the boss or el patrón.
El patrón, José.
El patrón.
El patrón.
El patrón said no dinero.
That's right. So whatever's wrong with it, Jose, we better be able to fix it and not order anything.
The quicker that we get this car out of the shop, the better for us, because we're not making any money on the project.
We got this cage knocked out for Lewis.
I think that's it,
I
Jose.
think that's it. Let's clean this car out, Mike. This thing's ready to deliver. It's kind of an obstacle course for welding, but it turned out good. It's money for the guys. Money coming through the shop. Another project out.
Well, he's got him a nice cage, man.
Now you go to the track, run some quicker ETs. Hopefully it'll keep him safe.
So the clutch is working?
Well, the clutch works, Carl, but it's making some funky ass noises, man. It's grinding, and you can feel it. You can feel it vibrating in a pedal. It's really strange. It's got two weird characteristics.
Joe said that the clutch was working, but it just made a terrible noise, and it made a noise with the clutch pedal depressed and with it out, which doesn't make sense. see the bearing retainer on the front of the transmission? That's supposed to, the bearing retainer should have a snout on it that the throw-up bearing slides on.
Yeah, I see.
And it broke. So we need to pull that transmission back out.
Damn.
That's the only way to fix it.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, it kind of stinks to have to pull a transmission the second time or whatever, put it back in right after we put the car together. Here it is, bro, Joe.
Man, look at the wear on this thing. So it turns out Carl's right. We get the transmission out, get it on the table, and we discover that the front snout is cracked. Well, I got one more option up my sleeve. I'm gonna go check it out and see. I keep a few old parts in my container, and hopefully I have what I need. Fingers crossed.
T896.
That's real close. Look at that thing.
A little more promising than I thought.
Well, look at that, man. I'll see how lucky we get here, Carl.
Yeah, make sure that drains. That's all these work.
What's that chance of that, with Carl? Look at that, man. Wow.
We put this thing back in there.
Let's put it back in. We're gonna take a ride, man.
Yes, sir. I'm down.
The big thing for me is this was a trade-out deal. So these are spare parts I had laying around. I don't have to chase around the country trying to find this thing. And no cash out of my pocket. There we go.
It saved the day, kind of, so we're pretty lucky.
We finally got this vet back on the road. Now we just got to keep our fingers crossed. Hope Billy likes what we've done.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Best seats, lowest price, guaranteed.
Two men at two different stages in life can work just as hard and see totally different results when age starts slowing you down. Get Ageless Male Pro T Shred to help boost testosterone that naturally declines with age. Burn more body fat than you would from exercise alone and increase lean muscle when age gets in your way. Get Ageless Male Pro T Shred only at Walmart and be the man you want to be.
Why did you cancel your car insurance with us?
Oh no, that was Jerry. Can you believe that they saved me $70 more a month?
Who's Jerry?
Oh, Jerry's the fastest way to compare my car insurance.
Dang, Jerry. Yeah, I ain't even mad.
See the savings in seconds at getjerry.com.
We found a movement because we believe you shouldn't have to choose between a great watch and a fair price. Our watches are uniquely designed, in-house, clean, modern watches, crafted with top-tier materials. Join the movement now at mvmt.com.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Yeah. By being prepared for anything. Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Surf Pro, like it never even happened.
This January, David largest collector car auctions. Auctions come to Motor Trend. Peek 'em on Motor Trend. Live coverage begins January 12th on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus.
Egypt and Mike are committed to their clients.
You nailed it.
And each other.
I got you.
Married to Real Estate premieres Thursday, January 13th at 9 on HGTV.
Oh, yeah, this feels a lot better there, sure, darn. Is it all good now? It's all good now, man. Damn. Damn, man.
car, believe it or not.
Because it's the same car.
I think the look on its face, to me, is shock.
That's right. It's pretty. That's great.
You like it?
Oh. Yeah, I like it.
Is that not the best color silver in the world?
Yeah, that's absolutely
Mercedes silver.
fabulous.
It's just a perfect color. New plating.
Yeah.
See all the plating on here?
He went and had the chrome redone, and so it really matches nicely with the paint. It looks brand new.
Yeah.
Looks brand new.
You know, with that color, we just wanted to do justice, and that's, you know, Shorty just got this thing just arrow straight.
It's so smooth.
Of course, everything came apart. All the stainless in here was pulled off and polished.
Wow.
All the gears were bad. Synchronizers were bad. Everything was in bad shape. That's why it's jumping out of gear on you.
Okay.
So, freshened the transmission. It's all brand new. Motor had a lot of leaks.
I did it.
Had a lot of gaskets going bad. Pull all that stuff off. Of course, detailed it. Painted the block again. Manifolds have been all new manifold gaskets.
Well, I wasn't expecting this.
Well,
I was expecting a paint job, you know.
Yeah, we couldn't do that, Billy.
I know. We had to do it. I know.
That's right. I think you guys need to go for a ride.
Okay.
Runs good. It couldn't look any better.
Oh, yeah. 62 Corvette, it did really well and sounded great, ran great. That's one of the experiences of an old car, the feel that you're back in 62.
Wow. Wow. That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say.
Even after all the drama, it's nice to see this car going home to a good customer. Can we go take a look at the Buick?
Yeah, let's go.
I just hope Joe doesn't plan on trading anything else in our near future. The shop needs money coming in.
Fast you want to go on.
Oh my goodness, dude. Look at that thing.
Shorty's looking at what he's going to customize already.
That's right, yeah.
Well, you know, this is not going to be here.
Well,
What do you think, Billy?
Well, it's if you like it, we got a deal.
Billy,
You don't have to ask me twice.
we're going to get out of here before you change your mind, man. Pile in, boys, pile in.
Oh, hey now. Oh man,
Man, this is comfy.
this is comfort right here.
Wow. How rare is it to find a car in this good a condition?
Oh, it's pretty rare. I think that's why he made it happen.
The project turned out really great. We had an opportunity to work on a rare car, and Billy was really happy with it. And above all, we got this really cool 49 Buick that we can take back to shop and work our magic on.
How much better can it turn out?
Seriously, you know,
Yeah.
today's a good day. Let's go clean it out real quick.
I mean, it's window.
Well, I don't know what's like here. Let's see what's in the trunk.
All right.
Yeah.
That is the most unexciting ride I've ever been on.
What are you talking about?
I want these wheels on the pavement.
I think the chrome's good.
My dad bought this brand new in 1964. It'd be super cool to bring it back to its heyday.
Jeep is killing me.
That's what happens when you put big tires on it and you don't change the gears.
These things might fit my boat. We find everything in these cars, but never found anything like this.
If you've been a body man for a while, you've done Mustangs.
Totally.
Because they're known to rust.
Good.
Just see my dollars flying out the window right now. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to impress your dad. Putting it together is perfect. But now, what is going on?
Oh my goodness. Can we take it for a test drive?
Are you kidding?
The drop temperature significantly. With that, though, we'll have some rain to start out, and then that could end as some snow showers by early tomorrow. So we could see some impacts for the Monday morning commute. I'll check on that forecast coming up. Thanks, Taylor. Mayor Brandon Scott held a virtual vigil honoring lives lost in 2021 last night, and it came just hours after Baltimore City recorded its first 2 homicides of 2022. 11 News reporter Tommy Clark has more.
Must remember,
those we lost as people and not just numbers.
1 hour and 30 minutes into 2022, and 2 homicides are recorded. The men pronounced dead at a West Baltimore shooting scene early Saturday morning. This after another violent year in Baltimore City. 2021 marked the 7th year in a row homicides topped 300 lives lost.
I stand before you today deeply hurt and disappointed. 337 homicides, and every lost life leaves behind a web of people left to grapple with that pain.
Mayor Brandon Scott led a virtual vigil Saturday evening, remembering those lost to violence, overdose, COVID-19, and suicide.
We remember that their time with us was special, was divine, and was meaningful.
The program featured elected officials and Baltimoreans, prayers from faith leaders, and passionate performances.
Now people been hurting for so long that homicide be the only song their shattered hearts can sing.
Each homicide victim's name read, from the oldest at 69 to the youngest, just 2 months old.
And grace will lead me home.
The mayor ending the vigil by proclaiming January 1st, 2022 as Day of Remembrance in Baltimore, and renewing his vow to build a safer city.
I believe in my heart that this all hands on deck strategy will be worth it, making the difference for Baltimore and saving lives. And it will remain my #1 focus as your mayor.
I'm Tommy Clark, WBAL TV 11 News.
Well, one local organization is remembering the lives taken too soon. Mothers of murdered sons and daughters held its annual memorial Saturday at Roberta's house in East Baltimore to remember those killed in 2021. And one by one, the names and ages of each life lost was read. Organizers say it's important that they're remembered.
They were someone's children, someone's loved one. They would love. They had emotions and feelings, and they deserve to have lived. And we don't want them not to be forgotten.
Co-founder Daphne Alston says this is personal for her. Her son was killed 13 years ago. In all, 337 names were read, and all of them were from Baltimore. On Thursday, Maryland surpassed 2,000 COVID hospitalizations for the first time in the pandemic, and right now there's no end in sight. And as we wait for the most recent numbers from the holiday weekend to be updated, 11 News reporter Kim Dacey has more on the stress that COVID is putting on area hospitals.
We will somehow find a way to care for everybody who really needs care.
But it's getting more difficult. More than 2,300 COVID patients at Maryland hospitals as of Thursday evening, and climbing. Overall, hospitals are at 92 to 93% capacity. Bob Atlas, president of the Maryland Hospital Association, says the problem isn't the number of open beds, but the number of workers to staff them.
Our hospitals are stretching people, getting them working longer hours, calling them in on days when they might otherwise be off, you name it. But we are going to reach our limits.
The governor has taken some actions, including creating a surge operations center, more flexibility for licensing, and $100 million for staffing needs. Atlas says that will help Maryland retain the staff they have.
Hospitals today are in a national bidding war for talent, bringing in contract nurses and others from all over the country. And because the people are so scarce, the hourly rates have to be bid higher and higher.
Atlas says hospitals won't get that money until sometime in January. The Hospital Association is calling on the governor and the state health secretary to declare a limited public health emergency that would allow hospitals to go even further.
I'd like to put people into jobs that are not their normal roles, so that others who have qualifications can go to where their skills are really needed. So it's about modifying credentialing. It's about bringing back to the bedside people who may have retired or stepped aside, whose licenses are expired.
He stresses the situation is urgent, and they need every Marylander to help stop things from spiraling even further.
Get vaccinated, wear your masks, socially distance. We are really struggling now, and those of us who think we're okay, we could be the next victims.
Kim Dacey, WBAL TV 11 News.
Well, the surge of hospitalizations and cases is also hitting first responders. At a lengthy Board of Commissioners meeting on Thursday, Carroll County Fire and EMS Director Mike Robinson called it a crisis and says he is tracking shortages of oxygen canisters and other equipment.
Hospital waiting times for our ambulances and medic units, we had an issue the other day, a 6-hour wait time. There have been days when we're actually understaffed, which means it might take 2 or 3 ambulances to make up one crew on the scene.
He's calling for federal assets to relieve the manpower shortage and decrease ambulance response times. Well, it's back to school tomorrow for most students in our area. Not here in Baltimore City, though. They're going to head back on Wednesday, and that's to allow more time for testing. As for other jurisdictions, schools will resume tomorrow in Howard, Harford, and Carroll counties. Anne Arundel County schools will also go back to class on Monday. That school district sent out a letter to families saying that anyone who tests positive must isolate for 5 days and be asymptomatic before heading back to class. Baltimore County also going back Monday, and the head of the Teachers Association says it has been a challenging issue.
There is a majority in this topic. It continues to get divisive as everything else about this pandemic has been. For every educator that I hear about who thinks that we should go virtual, there's another one I hear from who says we need to remain in person. So it just continues to be a very divided issue.
The school district says it's taking a number of extra precautions to make sure kids and staff are safe. It's 6:08 and stay with us. Still ahead on 11 News Sunday morning, the latest on the wildfires that have ravaged areas of Colorado and how a snowstorm is now affecting recovery efforts. Plus, another tornado touches down in Kentucky just weeks after a series of deadly tornadoes in that state. We'll have a look at the damage from this one when we come back.
For the holidays, where the ultimate driving machine becomes the ultimate cruise through 3 states machine. The ultimate zip around the corner for mom's cooking machine. And even the ultimate we couldn't get out of there any faster machine. Because at BMW we know every holiday looks different. So we created the ultimate wherever your road home looks like machine. Hurry in, receive a credit of up to $2,500 through January 3rd.
Can't be tried at home. Where next? With Capital One, the possibilities are unlimited. Introducing Venture X, our new class of travel card. Earn 10x miles on hotels and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Find your where next with Venture X. What's it called?
It's time to shift the way you celebrate the holidays with more jingle for your car. Audi Hunt Valley and Audi Owings Mills will buy your car for the maximum value with no purchase necessary. Any make, any model, top dollar. Visit us today for an easy appraisal. 'Tis the season to sell your car to Audi Hunt Valley or Audi Owings Mills. Now part of AutoNation, America's largest and most admired automotive retailer.
Prepare to feel good in 2022. Join Planet Fitness now for zero enrollment, $10 a month till January 6th. Enjoy tons of equipment in our clean clubs for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
That's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Feel Fit-tacular 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 6th.
Find your rhythm, your happy place. Find your breaking point. Then break it. Every emergency gives you a potent blend of nutrients, so you can emerge your best with Emergency.
Stay ahead of severe weather.
The 11 News weather team highlights important changes in your forecast with impact days and alert days.
When you see this icon, it's an impact day.
It's weather that could disrupt your plans, but it's not necessarily life-threatening.
When you see this icon, it's an alert day, and that means extreme or potentially life-threatening weather.
Watch the 11 weather forecast on air and download the 11 News app now for impact and alert day notices. 11 weather brought to you by your Baltimore area Chevy dealers.
Colorado authorities are now saying 3 people are missing and now feared dead after Thursday's devastating wildfire. Cadaver dogs will be brought in later today to help in the search. The homes of the missing residents were destroyed by fire and are now buried beneath 8 inches of snow. The Boulder County Sheriff says at least 991 area homes were lost in that fire.
I have suspected we would have loss of life just based on the size of this fire and the speed and the ferocity. I think it's miraculous that if it is 3, it was 3 and not 100 or hundreds. So I'm grateful for that, but I'm also extremely sorry for those families.
Well, the investigation into the cause continues. There has been speculation about downed power lines, and now a search warrant has been executed at a property with a potential connection to that fire. Meanwhile, in Kentucky, 2022 started off a lot like the way the year ended in the state, with severe weather destroying property and knocking down power. A tornado touchdown was reported in Hopkinsville, causing extensive damage to downtown businesses. Governor there declaring a state of emergency Saturday because of the weather system that threatened the state. And some of the areas in western Kentucky, which were hit hard by tornadoes just weeks ago, endured high winds and flash flooding, and a cold front that arrived last night could complicate emergency response efforts. It's 6:13 and still ahead. A record-setting number of people died from opioid overdoses last year, and a COVID pandemic could be a major factor. And Taylor, we have a major cold front heading our way.
That's right. You can't believe it. 60s and rain today to 20s with snow possible tomorrow morning. I would check on what to expect over the next day or so coming up.
This is where I get real trashy. Our exclusive look at Katy Perry's stunning Vegas costume. Next, Access Hollywood.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on TV 11.
Every day in business brings something new. So get the flexibility of the new mobile service designed for your small business. Introducing Comcast Business Mobile. You get the most reliable network with nationwide 5G included. And you get unlimited data for just $30 per line per month when you get 4 lines. Or mix and match data options. Available now for Comcast Business Internet customers with no line activation fees or term contract required. See if you can save by switching today. Click, call, or visit a store.
I've lost count of how many asthma attacks I've had, but my new normal with Nucala, fewer asthma attacks.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma, not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Ask your doctor about Nucala.
Find your new normal with Nucala.
This is the first day of my life. Swear I was born right in the doorway. I don't know where I am, I don't know where I've been, but I know where I want to go. You said this is the first day of my life.
If you could reach beyond routine, what would you build? If you could look beyond limits, what would you see? At York College of Pennsylvania, you'll find more. More than an inspiring community of makers and doers. More than amazing professors and resources to guide you. More than hands-on learning to prepare you for what's next. You'll find a lifelong foundation where you can build your beyond. What's your beyond? Build it at York College.
Now, your WBAL TV 11 weather forecast with meteorologist Taylor Grenda.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:15. Once again, we're talking about some fog and some rain showers moving through early this morning. I know, another dreary start to yet another day. Fortunately, the rain's not going to last all day long. I think most of it, we're starting to see the end of the steady rain, though we still have some patchy dense fog in spots. Again, a significant improvement from the past couple of mornings. It's not too bad out there, but still a factor we have to mention. Temperatures currently are starting out in the 50s to upper 50s and even near 60 degrees south of the city. We're going to see that mild air surge in for the rest rest of today. Notice that steady rain has shifted east of the bay for most of you, especially east of Baltimore, so areas across the eastern shore into southern Delaware. You still have another hour or two to be dealing with this steady rain. Eventually, just a chance for some spotty showers for the remainder of the day. Notice a front moving through the eastern seaboard will finally clear out of here, and that will bring us some drier periods through, again, the middle parts of the day. If you have outdoor plans, you're heading out maybe to the Ravens game, heading to tailgates, or heading to the actual game, I think most of that time period should be relatively dry. Still a 20% chance for a stray shower developing. Otherwise, very gloomy. Cloudy skies continue. Notice the big warm up. If you are a warm weather fan, enjoy it. We're going to go from 60s today to 20s with snow potential early tomorrow morning. Here's Futurecast taking the steady rain out of here, especially by 8 o'clock for a majority of the area. Notice it's mainly dry through midday. I'm just going to mention the isolated chance for a stray shower develops. Temperatures will warm into the mid-60s for most of you this afternoon. Notice by after 4 o'clock there should be a couple of showers that redevelop along the front. That could last through about 6, 7 o'clock, and then we'll watch closely. Our big focus is actually turning to later on tonight. After midnight, rain will redevelop across the area as colder air starts to work its way in. It's all going to combine and lead to a rain-snow mix possible overnight through early Monday morning. The biggest change and biggest update early this morning is that it looks like the snow has shifted a little bit further northward. So what that means is that there's a greater chance that some of you could pick up on accumulating snowfall early tomorrow morning. That greatest chance is actually going to come south of the city. That's where we could pick up on possibly a couple of inches of snowfall there. Again, we're working on the map right now. We'll get that out to you here shortly. Notice the snow really doesn't last too long, but it's going to be a heavy snow. So I do certainly think that we could see some impacts for the Monday morning commute. A brief period that we could certainly pick up on several inches. That clears out by noon tomorrow, and the rest of the day is going to be just downright cold and also pretty windy too. Winter storm watches have already been issued for areas south of the city again, so we'll keep you updated on that. In addition to the snow coming down heavily, we're going to be dealing with the wind as well. For tonight, watch out for rain showers changing over to snow by early tomorrow morning. Temperatures will drop below freezing for most of you. Eventually, we may get slightly above freezing during the daytime tomorrow. It is not going to be exactly a very pleasant day to be outside. At least eventually, though, we'll see the sun. Here's a check on that 7-day forecast. We have the impact weather icon on due to the threat for snow, possibly impacting the morning commute tomorrow. Clears out by midday. Still rather chilly on Tuesday. Upper 40s likely on Wednesday, and we could pick up on another round of snow showers by early Friday morning.
Thanks, Taylor. The CDC says for the first time in U.S. history, more than 100,000 people have died from overdoses. And health experts in Maryland say a large factor in that statistic is the pandemic. 11 News reporter Amy Lou has more.
Folks looking for some stress relief in a form of a substance, and that becomes problematic quickly when you're in isolation.
Isolation and stress, key side effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to licensed clinician James Ryan. Demand as a result from people with addiction, he says, has grown. The pandemic has forced doctors and treatment centers to rethink access.
The actual numbers surge impacted by the pandemic. Our ability to serve folks has been somewhat restricted.
According to the Maryland Department of Health, in the first 6 months of 2021, there were over 1,300 unintentional intoxication deaths, a number not far from 2020 that reached, at the time, a new record of deaths. Both those numbers are high compared to 2019, happening all before the pandemic.
We want people to understand that treatment does work. We want people to understand that good treatment is important. And we really want people to have access to that treatment.
Ryan says health controlling demand may look different, but is still accessible despite COVID-19 dominating current discussions on health. The good news, he says, telehealth at places like the nonprofit Ashley Treatment Center has helped meet demand.
It has been challenging, but virtual services have been a success for us, and we do feel strongly that they will continue to create accessibility for folks that typically wouldn't engage in traditional treatment.
Finding more ways to treat addiction as numbers continue to grow in 2021. Amy Lou, WPAL TV 11 News.
Well, stay with us. Still ahead, we're going to take a look back at some of the severe weather we've had this year and climate policy changes in 2021.
There are enough surprises in your day. Don't let the weather be one of them. Take Maryland's most accurate forecast with you anywhere. Download the WPAL TV
when buying drugs like heroin, cocaine, crack, and pills off the street. But did you know that any of those drugs can also contain fentanyl? Fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin, and it contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in Maryland. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of an overdose. Learn to reverse an overdose with an easy-to-use medication called naloxone at beforeitstoolate.maryland.gov or call 211 and press 1.
I love the city of Baltimore. I've been coming here for years.
Now pay a visit to Fadley's Seafood. They do what they do. And we're going to share some of those family secrets.
Digital Harbor can't do either. They're doing a heck of a job here in Baltimore right now.
This mean for your community?
Oh, it means everything to us.
That principle is one of a kind.
So you know we can't kick off the new year without a bang! From the Tinder Bar, Ben Affleck, Ty Sheridan, and Daniel Ranieri. If you're looking for a new Kia, you've probably seen a lot of this. But here at Coons Kia, being one of the nation's biggest means bigger Kia selection. When you're talking Kia, you're talking Coons.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. Today, the Coopers are a cost-conscious couple. But back in the day, not so much. Now, saving is more their style, which is why they chose Consumer Cellular. They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. And award-winning customer service. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and start saving.
Our biggest event of the year just got even bigger. Truckloads of new Coons vehicles keep rolling in. And here at one of the nation's biggest, that means the biggest new car selection anywhere. Online now at Coons.com.
Well, 2021 was a year of extreme catastrophic weather events. This year also brought historic levels of funding for climate-related projects around the nation. NBC's Al Roker walks us through the severe weather and climate policy efforts of 2021.
2021, another blistering year of climate and weather extremes, from wildfires and drought to catastrophic flooding and hurricanes. Almost no state escaping unscathed. This year seemed to pick up where 2020 left off, with one major exception. 4 years after withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, newly elected President Joe Biden bringing the U.S. back into the fold.
We can no longer delay or do the bare minimum to address climate change.
The deal bringing together world leaders pledging to do their part to stop the Earth from warming past 1.5 degrees Celsius. Scientists say any warming beyond 2 degrees would be catastrophic. As winter carried on, Texas endured a cataclysmic event when extreme Arctic cold, caused by a breakdown in the polar vortex, sent icy air plunging south, crippling the state's power grid, leaving residents freezing without water and in the dark for days.
We haven't had water for 10 days. For the first couple of days, we were collecting snow and melting the snow.
With the climate changing faster than ever before, what unfolded in Texas may no longer be a once-in-a-lifetime event. This tragedy exposing one of the most fragile parts of our country, its crumbling and ill-fitted infrastructure. In the Northwest, it was sporadic weather patterns connected to climate change that created a once-in-a-millennia heat wave, resulting in some of the highest temperatures ever recorded in the region. Temperatures in Portland, Seattle, and parts of Canada soaring well above 100 degrees. At least 228 people dying in Washington State and Oregon alone.
Electricity went off, and so it's quickly getting warmer and warmer.
Kicking off an unprecedented summer of heat, 2021 will go down in history as the hottest summer on record for the United States. Mega fires in the West burning for months. The Bootleg Fire in Oregon becoming the state's biggest this year, burning more than 413,000 acres. The Dixie Fire becoming the second largest to ever scorch parts of California.
I didn't know where I was, whose house is what, and it was just a wasteland.
We're just grateful to be alive. We got each other.
The 2021 hurricane season, while not as prolific as the record-shattering 2020, was still an overachiever. storms, including 7 hurricanes, 4 of which were Category 3 or higher. Category 4 Hurricane Ida lashing Louisiana, still recovering from last year's 4 landfalls.
We are looking at imminent landfall of this storm.
The deadly hurricane flattening entire communities, leaving millions of people in Louisiana without power, some outages lasting for months. Ida then slashed a path of destruction into the northeast, dumping up to 10 inches of rain in some parts of the region. Several areas seeing one-night all-time record high totals for the month of September. New York City taking a direct hit from the tropical storm, with subways turning into walls of water and floods pushing cars down streets. The storm once again turning deadly when basement apartments were submerged, trapping residents. While the East got too much water, the bone-dry West, in its second decade of extreme drought, finally hit a tipping point. Lake Mead dropping to its lowest level on record ever, triggering severe, unprecedented restrictions over how much water states could use from the connecting Colorado River system, hitting Arizona agriculture the hardest.
The pie is shrinking, and there's going to be less water for everyone in the 21st century.
To help address the country's mounting issues, the bipartisan infrastructure bill was signed into law in November. Included are historic levels of funding for climate resilience and weatherization, clean energy investments, and capping orphaned oil and gas wells.
Despite the cynics, Democrats and Republicans can come together and deliver results.
This should be where the story ends, and once did, until a wild and rare week of extreme weather struck in December. Tornadoes tearing through Kentucky and neighboring states, killing scores and leveling multiple towns. Entire communities left in ruins.
Mayfield will be okay. It's just going to be a long time.
Just 5 days later, an historic storm leaving a trail of destruction stretching from the west coast to the Great Lakes. Minnesota recording its first ever tornado in the month of December. As 2021 comes to a close, a country weary from a prolonged pandemic braces for what is certain to be another year of extremes. I'm Al Roker, NBC News.
Well, stay with us. Still ahead in our next half hour of 11 News Sunday morning. Over 10,000 flights have been canceled in just the past week alone. So coming up, some travel tips in case COVID is ruining your plans. Plus, President Biden expected to meet with the president of Ukraine later today amid rising tensions between Ukraine and Russia. And Taylor, it should dry out by the game.
That's right. Steady rain still continuing for some of you to start out, though most of the middle parts of today should be dry. So we're tracking a snow potential for tomorrow morning. I'll check on that forecast coming up.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin, honey.
The real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need.
Mind if I root through your trash?
Now get powerful relief with Robitussin Elderberry.
A great selection of new Lexus awaits you during the December to Remember sales event from your Baltimore area Lexus dealers. Lexus of Towson and Lance Stoller Lexus in Owings Mills. Hurry in for great values while we still have a superb selection of 2022 Lexus NX, ES, GX, and RXs. Take advantage of 0.9% financing, plus zero money down leases. Don't miss the December you'll always remember from your Baltimore area Lexus dealers. Lance Stoller Lexus in Owings Mills and Lexus of Towson.
In 2021, when you wanted to know, you turned to WBAL TV 11 News. Together, we saw progress.
Another mass vaccination site opens.
Hogan announced that he is lifting all COVID-19 restrictions.
State will begin to vaccinate children.
A transfer of power that wasn't without conflict.
The historic inauguration of President Joe Biden.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
We witnessed the power of weather.
It is moving very quickly, so take cover right now.
School is starting to show a little bit of rotation.
And the generosity of our community.
People are giving straight from the heart.
We were here for the big stories.
We begin July with breaking news on
We asked the tough questions and raised possible solutions. We celebrated. We came together.
I feel great. About halfway done. Tucker is his name.
And we remember.
These lives remain precious to our country.
No matter what the new year brings us, we'll be here for you. WBAL TV 11 News.
Well, it all started with you helping us to name our new addition to the 11 News family.
In partnership with for the Guide Dog Foundation. Tucker is WBAL-TV's Third Puppy with a Purpose.
I'm Jason Newsom.
And I'm Mindy Becerra on the news today. We hope you join us in this little guy's journey as he trains to become someone's next great guide dog.
And follow on Instagram at WBAL-TV Puppy, on our WBAL-TV Facebook page as well.
Tune in to 11 News Today every Friday morning and watch Tucker's journey as he prepares for a life full of giving back.
Tune in for Puppy with a Purpose at 11 News Today. Live, local, late breaking. This is WBAL TV 11 News Sunday morning.
And welcome back to 11 News Sunday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. There's a whole lot happening in the weather department. First, it's still raining, but it's not going to stay that way.
We're going to go through a whole change of season over the next 24 hours. I know it's hard to believe we're going from rain this morning, 60s this afternoon, to 20s by tomorrow morning with the threat of some snow. Here's a live look at radar where steady rain continues across portions of southern Delaware and the eastern shore. It's not going to last too much longer. I think it's out of here within the next hour or so. Temperatures are certainly on the milder side. We're in the 50s pretty much everywhere and are going to end up in the 60s later today. If you have outdoor plans, I think the steady rain should be out of here for a good portion of the middle parts of the day. Heading to the Ravens game, most of tailgating time and also the game should be pretty dry. Temperatures warm to the 60s, and then later on tonight, that's when we're tracking the major changes. We'll drop quickly into the 20s overnight. With that, we're tracking the chance for some rain to start and then ending as snow throughout tomorrow morning. That could certainly impact the Monday morning commute. So I would check on that forecast for tomorrow coming up.
And we're following some breaking news for you this morning. Police are on the scene of a Marathon gas station off of York Road in Cockeysville. Early reports say it could be another ATM smash and grab. That incident has not yet been confirmed by police, and there's no word as to whether that ATM was stolen. We will keep you updated both on air and online as that situation develops. Well, more than 11,000 flights have been canceled since Christmas Eve. Some major airlines are blaming the Omicron variant. Christopher Salas has more.
If your New Year's resolutions include taking more trips, then you may need more than your resolve.
While standing in the long line for TSA, got a message that my flight was canceled.
Julie's not alone. Thousands of travelers stranded over the holidays because of airline staffing issues.
We saw lots of route closures, rescheduling, flight cancellations, just a real scaling back.
Travel delays could continue into the new year as more people hit the road and air. A NerdWallet study found this year, 43% of Americans who plan to travel for the holidays are spending money on flights and hotels. That was only 19% in 2020.
A lot of people are stir crazy. They have this pent-up desire to get out of the house, get out of the city, get out of the state, and travel.
NerdWallet's Sarah Rathner says signing up for airline alerts is one way to protect yourself in case your trip is delayed.
Oftentimes, the airline will give you rebooking options on the app or online, so you can switch to a different flight without having to sit on hold for potentially a few hours.
And what about travel insurance?
You don't really need to spend extra money on a travel insurance policy, but for those once-in-a-lifetime trips, it could be worth adding a policy onto your travel budget.
Rathner suggests looking into your credit card benefits before taking out a separate travel insurance policy.
Some cards will offer the ability to get reimbursement if your trip is canceled for a covered reason or if it's significantly delayed, typically 6 to 12 hours.
Rathner says some aspects of your trip may be easier to reschedule, since many hotels and rental car services require a notice of 24 to 48 hours before your reservation. In Washington, I'm Christopher Salas, WBAL TV 11 News.
Well, stay with us. Still ahead on 11 News Sunday morning, how your pets can help you accomplish your New Year's health goals. That's when we come back.
This portion of 11 News is brought to you by Allied Remodeling, home of the $39.99 whole home roof replacement. Visit AlliedRemodeling.com.
Hey, plungers, it's that time of year again. Time for the MSP Polar Bear Plunge.
This year you can plunge in person here at Sandy Point State Park
Or virtually from the comfort of your own home.
That's right. This year you can plunge your way and support Special Olympics Maryland. Register today at plungend.com. The 2022 Plunge is sponsored by Aerotech, Constellation, BG&E, and Wawa.
Plunge your way this year.
This holiday, you could save on maintenance costs by bringing home a Volkswagen. Or you could get a bow. Now's the
down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 direct signing.
The New Year's mattress sale is going on now at Ashley Home Store. Start the new year right with better sleep and savings. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select Ashley Sleep, Beauty Rest, Sealy, and Groove mattresses. Or get 6-year special financing on select Tempur-Pedic and Beauty Rest Black mattresses, starting at $37 per month. Plus, get up to $300 Ashley cash. Or receive up to a $200 MasterCard rewards card. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
BaltimoreRavens.com/tickets.
Compared to many SUVs, a Volkswagen can save you money on maintenance. Isn't that illuminating? Now's the time to sign and drive. Hurry in during the Volkswagen Sign and Drive event and lease a new 2022 Taos for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month payment, and 0 direct signing.
Resolutions for the new year, they're easy to make, most times very difficult to keep. But if your goal is to be healthier in 2022, your pet might help. Mandy Gaither explains.
If you hope to ring in a healthier new year, you may find motivation close to home.
Letting our pets help us to get healthy is a great way to go.
Emma Martin with Best Friends Animal Society says if your goal is to get moving in 2022, your furry friend can help.
When you get a dog that knows what it means when you put on your walking shoes or your running shoes, they'll bring you their leash. They want to get out and get exercise too.
Some cats may even like to stroll, and your animals can also help lower stress.
Even just eye contact with our dogs and cats is healthy because those, elicit a feeling of love and comfort for us.
And if your goal is to eat better, many fruits and veggies like apples and baby carrots are safe for your dog to enjoy too.
You do some research, find out what kind of healthy snacks you can have for yourself and share with your pet. That would be a great way to keep your New Year's resolution to stay healthy.
Over the course of the pandemic, many have felt isolation, but walking your pet can get you in the fresh air and allow you to be social with others at a distance. It may also help mental health as well, allowing you to remember the good things in your life.
This is a great time to stop and focus on how much our pets give back to us.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And pets are definitely the best therapy. But if you don't already have a pet to help keep your resolutions, Martin says now is the perfect time to foster, adopt, or even volunteer in a local shelter or rescue group. And they're all looking for help right now for sure. Well, stay with us in our next half hour of 11 News Today. We're going to have a possible pup that you can adopt from the Humane Society from Hartford County.
When storms are about to strike, hear about it first with push alerts sent straight to your smartphone or tablet. Download the WDAL TV 11 News app.
It's the holiday savings event at Nationwide Nissan, Kia, and Infiniti. Order yours today and save thousands. Plus, get up to 125% for your trade. It's worth your drive to Nationwide.
This isn't about spending going forward. This is about spending that's already happened. Do you accept the idea that we have a crisis at the border? The vaccine mandate? Is this going to work? Or is this going to backfire? If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press.
Every day in business brings something new. So get the flexibility of the new mobile service designed for your small business. Introducing Comcast Business Mobile. You get the most reliable network with nationwide 5G included. And you get unlimited data for just $30 per line per month when you get 4 lines. Or mix and match data options. Available now for Comcast Business Internet customers with no line activation fees or term contract required. See if you can save by switching today. Click, call, or visit a store.
At Gavigan's big New Year's sale, save up to 70% on thousands of in-stock items ready for immediate delivery. And get no interest for 60 months, plus free local delivery. Don't miss the New Year's sale at Gavigan's Furniture.
If you could reach beyond routine, what would you build? If you could look beyond limits, what would you see? At York College of Pennsylvania, you'll find more. More than an inspiring community of makers and doers. More than amazing professors and resources to guide you. More than hands-on learning to prepare you for what's next. You'll find a lifelong foundation where you can build your beyond. What's your beyond? Build it at York College.
It's the holiday savings event at the Nationwide Used Car Center. A huge inventory up to 50% off. Plus, get up to 125% for your trade. Get your new ride now at the Nationwide Used Car Center.
Now, your WBAL TV 11 weather forecast with meteorologist Taylor Brenda.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:42. Certainly mild to start out the day. Very gloomy again. We have some patchy fog in spots and also still some rain coming down for parts of you east of the bay currently. Temperatures currently are in the 50s for everyone. Notice the steady rain has shifted mainly east of the bay for now, so areas from Easton over into southern Delaware. Still about another hour or two that you'll be dealing with this rain. Eventually, though, just some spotty showers in the wake of the steady rain for the rest of this morning and the afternoon. A little bit of a wider view, front moving through, sparking the steady rain. It sparked it overnight, lasting through early this morning. Once that clears out, a good portion of the middle parts of the day will be dry. If you're heading out and have outdoor plans, or if you're heading out for tailgates at Raven Stadium, or you're heading to the game, I think most of that time period should be pretty dry. Cloudy skies continue, though, and there's still going to be an ongoing 20% chance that a stray shower develops. Otherwise, enjoy, if you are a warm weather fan, enjoy the warm up today. We're going to hit the 60s by this afternoon, and then it all changes tonight. Significant changes, that is. Once a front moves through later today, it's going to bring in significantly colder air, and then rain showers that redevelop tonight could end as snow by early tomorrow morning. Here's the future cast for the rest of today. Steady rain clears out of here. Most of the daytime is going to be dry with temperatures in the upper 50s to mid-60s. Notice after 4 o'clock, as that front approaches, we could see a couple of showers spark with this. Once it clears out by around 7 o'clock, we'll watch closely as the main threat comes in after midnight tonight. What starts as rain showers will eventually change over to snow for most of you. This is mainly going to be, the main impact will be felt really south of the city with this specific storm.
Really
So
suck.
accumulating snowfall will be a possibility specific south of the city, even though we could see snow showers develop for everyone throughout early tomorrow morning. So certainly a time period where we could see at least some delays and impacts for the Monday morning commute. It's not going to be long-lived, though. It's out of here by midday, but it's going to come down so rapidly that we could certainly see some impacts on area roads. Notice by 2 o'clock, it's completely out of here. It's going to be